G'day and welcome to Cuba de Rio. I'm Matt Scolle. We're in Mexico, we're also a month into the trip. And this was an amazing week in which I crisscrossed the Yucatan Peninsula, getting to know a number of different places. So let's start where I kicked it all off from, in Playa del Carmen, and followed by the magical town of Tulum. Enjoy. We're on the sunny beach of Playa Tulum in Quintana Roo, one of Mexico's 33 states, and it's quite a windy day, so I'm cowering behind some shrubbery here, but I'm just having a fabulous time. I've met some people that have brought me to the beach here, and I'm staying in the town of Tulum, just probably about 4 or 5 k's away from where I am now. But Mexico, my God, blessed Mexico, is a gleaming symbol of modernity for me. After 3.5 weeks in Cuba there, it's got Wi-Fi everywhere. It's thoroughly westernized. I could have had Pizza Hut for dinner the other night if I wanted to, back in Playa del Carmen, where I stayed my first 2 nights. And yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. And we're back with flavoursome food here as well. It's incredible, and it's not doing my stomach any favours. But suddenly the food has personality again, and it wasn't something that I dwelt on in Cuba, because I just accepted what they gave me: some rice, beans, and a big slab of whatever meat was available. But you hadn't realised until you got to Mexico that Cuba's food was so bland. And now there's flavour again. So I'm thoroughly enjoying myself at the moment. And I'm about to go for a swim in the warm ocean of the Caribbean Sea. So we're in the ancient Mayan city of Zama, just near Tulum, which is south of Cancun there. And I've been spending a couple of nights here in Tulum, and it's been really amazing. And Zama was the main sort of commercial port for the Mayan Empire during the time of its peak of its power. And so we've been wandering around Mayan ruins that actually look like ruins, like it is sort of loose stone and everything. Which considering the Incan ruins that you find in Peru, which the stonework is so perfect, it's just like they left yesterday. But here in Mexico, the Mayans were a little lazier, and their ruins certainly look like ruins. But the port city of Zama was... it was the gateway to the rest of the Mayan Empire, and to Chichen Itza and those larger Mayan ruins that the Yucatan Peninsula, which we're on now, is famous for. We're in the Grand Cenote, 4 k's out of Tulum. And right at the beginning of this podcast, I said when I was at North Coco Beach that hopefully I'll find some more favourite places on the planet. And this is the first time on the trip I felt that way about a place. It is the most amazing thing. So what a cenote is a natural sinkhole that's full of water. And the limestone here has created a number of stalagmites and stalactites and the like. And so you're essentially swimming in a cave. And it's just the most insanely cool thing to do. The water is clear, you can see for about like 45 meters plus in the water, and then you can just sort of paddle around throughout stalactites, and there's little schools of fish, and it's just, oh, it's so cool. So the reason why these cenotes that are dotted all over the Yucatan exist is because of the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs, which landed in the Gulf of Mexico off to the east of the Yucatan Peninsula. And so these cenotes, on impact, that asteroid fractured the same limestone that rings Cuba's coastline, the same limestone that Yucatan Peninsula is made out of. It fractured it. And if you map where the cenotes are, you can actually see a radial pattern away from where the asteroid landed 65 million years ago. The lapping sounds of the seven-coloured lake of Bacalar. And it's this lake that gave Bacalar its name, Bacalar in Mayan, which means surrounded by reeds. And now that we've got Wi-Fi, wherever I want to go, this podcast will stray dangerously into the informative. And so Bacalar as a town was established in 1543 after the local Mayan population was vanquished by the Spanish conquistadors. And it prospered here based on its rich fishing resources and the fact that it's very close to rather dense rainforest for many years, until it was subject to a bout of piracy that struck the region once all the imperial powers, England, France, and Spain, were fighting in the region. And so after a Scottish pirate called, what was his name? I think it was James Wallace. I'm trying to remember the Wikipedia page here. Established himself in the area in 1640, and essentially was just pillaging the ships that were coming out of Bacalar that were carrying what's called palo de tint. And this is tinted wood that, when heated to different temperatures, changes colour and holds onto that colour. And so for decorative purposes, it was exceedingly useful. And so this Scottish pirate essentially performed a number of raids, and so did other pirates on Bacalar, which led them to fortify it. And in 1729, Bacalar's seven-coloured lake was fortified with the Fort San Felipe Bacalar, and that still stands today and overlooks the seven-coloured lake. I was on a stand-up paddleboard tour yesterday on the seven-coloured lake, and it was the first time I was a stand-up paddleboard, and my right arm, which is holding the mic, is exceedingly sore because we had quite strong winds on the way back. But this lake is really, really pretty, but it is it's a story of ecological failure to conserve here in Mexico, in that where we went out to, it's called the Canal of the Pirates, because that's where they would come through from the ocean. Someone decided to build a restaurant in the 1990s on what is a prime migratory bird nesting ground. And he had finished the walls and of his restaurant before any local government stepped in to say, actually, this is ecologically prosperous zone, you can't build your restaurant. And so there's just a half-sunken restaurant in the middle of the lake here. And that also speaks to the way they've conserved their fish stocks here in Bacalar, because the seven-coloured lake, while it used to be very prosperous for fish, is no longer, because in the 1970s and 1980s they discovered that dynamite was fantastic for fishing. And so you could just lob a stick of dynamite into the water and it would go off, and the shockwave would knock out all the fish in a very large area. And so they've effectively destroyed the fishing population here, and now no longer have that resource. But I've really loved Bacalar. The lake does provide the best setting for what has been my favourite hostel, the Green Monkey. And really, it's just been the most chill couple of days that I've had here. And it's thoroughly enjoyable. I've got internet, I've got facts, and yeah, it's just excellent. The sound of government in action. We're in Bacalar, where we've happened upon a ceremony here to celebrate the 5th anniversary of Bacalar having its own municipality. And so, in a gesture of supreme transparency on part of the body politic here in Mexico, they are doing an open session of the local council. And it's all officiated by the governor of the state of Quintana Roo, who's here in person. So that's similar to Mike Baird showing up at Kringai Council and giving them all a pat on the back for collecting the bins every week. It's an amazing spectacle. And as the gears of the Quintana Roo, they all just flew away. As the gears of the Quintana Roo government were behind me, in the trees here are a veritable parliament of blackbirds, which I've been meaning to record for a couple of days now, because every afternoon at sunset, these birds just put to song in the most spectacular way. And usually they wouldn't be drowning out the proceedings of the governor, but the guy decided to turn up 45 minutes late for his own event, which is classically Mexican. We're on the road between Bacalar and Merida. So if the Yucatan Peninsula were a square, we're heading from its bottom left corner up to its top right corner. And it's a route of about 412 kilometres between the two. And that's going to take us 6 hours, which is a real testament to the Mexican highways. And I've been so impressed with how they are. They've got marvellously banked turns, and the traffic flow is moving really well. And that's probably due to the fact that the Mexican fleet, I would put its median age at about like 2002. It's a pretty modern fleet of cars, especially when compared to Cuba. And it's just surprised me just how modern Mexico is in every regard. And the reason I'd use a median age as well to describe the fleet of cars around us, all of them American, of course. Mexico is the home of the muscle car. But if I was to describe the average age, the amount of police here in Mexico would really drag that number right up. And the police have the most fabulous muscle cars, Dodges and Mustangs, and it doesn't matter which of Mexico's many levels, multi-tiered police. They've got municipal police, they've got state-level police, and then they've got the feds, who have the greatest cars of all, like proper like Mustangs and everything. But I just thought I'd use the time in the bus here to just express the difference in between Mexico and Cuba, and just how easy it has been to travel around Mexico. Like this RDO bus company that we've been traveling with, they've got an app. You can buy your tickets on your app, and you can just like show your phone to get on. It is astoundingly modern, and I'm not even sure Greyhound or someone in Australia has something similar in there at the moment. But it's thoroughly enjoyable moving around Mexico, despite the fact I'm sad to be leaving Bacalar behind us. Which brings us to Merida. And this is my favourite part of the podcast, where I get to have a chat with the people that I've been travelling with for the week. And this week I was lucky enough to step into the back of a taxi all the way back in Tulum with Sophie and Rabia, two fantastic German girls. And we just had a brief chat this evening, and hopefully you enjoy their presence as much as I have. Do you want to say who you are and where you're from?
Mm-hmm. I'm Rabia, and I'm from Germany.
Yes. And we have?
I'm Sophie, I'm from Germany too.
And we are both traveling together.
And how come you're in Mexico, guys?
I've done an internship in San Francisco for 3 months, and then Sophie decided to visit me, and then we had a couple of weeks in the States, and then we decided to fly to Mexico because
was
it's
very
close,
close.
and we wanted to have some warm days, and we were both interested in the culture, and
It was nice to see a tiny little bit of South America.
Yes. Certainly. What was your internship about?
It was at the Goethe Institute. It's a German institution for culture and language, and I helped to organize a film festival, the Burden and Beyond Film Festival. Yeah, we had lots of German films and some actors from Germany, and
Come over. Who's a famous actor from Germany?
it was Tom Schilling and Anke Engelke.
Tom Schilling.
Schilling.
Schilling. Wow.
And Anke
I've
Engelke.
never heard of Tom Schilling.
Yeah, well, Anke Engelke is more famous than Tom Schilling, but they are both a name in Germany.
Yeah, probably just in Germany.
Yes.
Probably just in Germany.
Yeah.
And was it a paid internship?
No, it was an unpaid internship.
And
I didn't get
how do
that.
you feel about unpaid internships?
I really liked the internship, but I did a couple of unpaid internships before, and I think this was my last one because I don't want to work without getting money anymore, and it's a lot of work, and I don't know. I almost finished my studies, and I think then you don't have to work without getting money anymore.
Yeah. Well, because I'm like so against working
Yes.
without getting any pay. But you said that Germany's because we were talking about this earlier today, and you were saying that like Germany's changed the law but left some big loopholes.
Yes, there's a
explain
law
that?
that you should get money for an internship, but if you're studying, you don't have to get money for it. And I think what else?
If it's less than 3 months, you don't have to get paid for it.
So actually there's no way out of it because I think
no
almost every
company would allow you to do an internship which is longer than 3 months because then they have to pay you.
Yeah. Sneaky bastards. So why did you come down to Mexico, Sophie?
Actually, just because Rabea wants to go to Mexico, and she says that it's a nice place, and I have to look it up in the internet, and I thought it would be nice to go.
So who did the most amount of research for the trip?
for Mexico. Well, we didn't make any research as we always planned the trip through the States because it was because I don't know why we only planned this because we were also 3 persons. Another friend of us joined us, and then we came here without any plans.
And how's it gone so far?
Really good.
Yes, very good.
It works quite good without making any plans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mexico is so easy to travel around, eh?
You meet so many people, and they tell you about their most favorite spots, and then you don't need a travel guide. You don't have one, right?
I don't have a
No,
travel guide
no.
because I travel with people like you
Yeah.
that has plenty. All electronic, paperback, the whole deal. I just leech off you guys. Thank you. What's been your favourite place in Mexico so far?
I think Isla Mujeres and Bacalar, if I can choose 2
Bacalar,
places.
I think I have pretty much the same favorite places. I really like the sea in Isla Mujeres.
Yeah,
So the color of the water was really nice, bright blue.
bright blue.
And the same in Bacalar, but this was just a lagoon,
Just a
not the
lagoon.
sea.
And we did a day of kayaking on that 7-coloured lake at Bacalar. How did we survive that?
We survived pretty good, but we got a little bit sunburned and
Some scratches.
Some scratches, a lot of
some
wind.
mussels. But
Yeah.
I think it was a great day.
That was a great day. We were also kayaking with a bloke called Michael, who's from Germany as well. And Michael and I had this great idea to try and find a river through some mangroves. And so we went down this gorgeous canal, and then we went up like next to a sandbank, and we were sure that the river was on the other side of this sandbank. And so we paddled into the sandbank and found out it was mud. And Michael and I assured the girls that the river was like only 7 meters away. And so we're like waist deep in this mud, pushing the boats along.
That looked funny.
Yeah.
And then about like, I don't know, we tired out at about like 10 meters in. And then Michael stood on the boat to look at where the river was. And he was like, how far to the river, Michael? It's another 150 meters of mud. So I had to turn around and crawl back out.
Luckily, we had the beer on our way back.
Oh, yeah. That speaks to the Mexicans are very shy people, I've found. And so I went up to this guy on a boat just thinking that I could jokingly ask him for a beer as he was opening some Coronas. And I said, do you want to give us some beer? And he was so embarrassed not to give us beer, so he gave us all a beer. And
Yeah, that was a surprise. A good surprise.
how have you found the Mexican people? I mean, that guy is a
They
good...
were so friendly.
Yeah, really friendly. I think we haven't been in contact with so many Mexicans
No, it's...
yet.
No, but
Mostly with other backpackers.
Yeah.
And yeah, the only ones want to sell us some things, food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no, but all the taxi drivers, they are so friendly.
Yeah.
And I think,
They're trying to give us some advices for our trip.
Yeah. Or rescue us from a roof.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
happened
like
today. Yeah, I led these guys blindly up to the roof of the University of the Yucatan, and yeah, as we were up there looking at the view, someone locked us on the roof. We were trapped.
yeah. But
Luckily, we met another nice Mexican girl.
yeah, she rescued us, and then she showed us the radio station of the university. That
Yeah.
was cool.
That was cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm actually meaning to go back and meet her and try and like find out if there's other radio stations, because I think that would be a good place to meet people that I can do interviews with actual Mexicans, because so
Yes.
far
That'd
I've
be
only
really
spoken
cool.
to foreigners that I've travelled around with. But how have you guys found that being two girls travelling around South America?
All right, I think.
Yeah, it's super easy.
Yeah,
and
we didn't have to worry about something yet.
And I feel that Mexico, well, Yucatan is so much safer than the States.
Yeah.
I felt very safe.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah, no, it's really interesting that like in Cuba, the gender balance was definitely tilted towards men traveling, and the only girls there were like partners with their boyfriends. And then here in Mexico, like there's a whole female dorm here that's
Yeah.
chockers, and there's a lot of girls traveling around.
Yeah, today we met two girls and they are both traveling on their own, so I think it's definitely possible to travel on your own
Yeah,
as a girl.
our parents were really worried about that, but I think
You've
in general
survived.
they
Yes.
have no
Yeah.
reason for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've done very well, guys. We've made it to the end of our like 15 minutes. I'm trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to. I think we've done very well. We're here sitting with some gigantic beers that I bought. It's 1.2 liters of beer was cheaper than buying 2 tins of 350. So, yeah. We're just sitting with big beers, and yeah, it's been a pleasure traveling with you guys for the last week.
With you
And
too.
thank you very
It was
much.
a great time.
All right, cheerio, bye. And Rabia has pointed out the hypocrisy that me volunteering at the Rio Olympics is effectively doing an unpaid internship. But I like to consider it as having higher goals of internationalism and ideals of world peace behind it, rather than just corporate ladder climbing. Anyway, make sure if you enjoy the podcast that you like the page on Facebook, and any suggestions and the like, send it through to cubitario@gmail.com. And if you enjoy the podcast, please do rate it on iTunes, as that will help us get up at the top of that travel chart. And make sure that you tell the people around you about this, because I would love if there were a few more ears around the microphones with us as we do this. So yeah, thank you very much. We're in Merida now, and we're going to head into central Mexico in the week to come. So stick around. Bye.